clear, then they will proceed with the search. So you can imagine that in the manual ways that a lot of record holders are currently processing your search requests, they are invariably going through several different steps from the time that they receive the search request to the time that they send it back to you. The workgroup provides an automated way for you to track the status of the request. Record holders provide this information by selecting Add Action, and the system automatically provides the status to the analyst who requested the document retrieval. So, for example, by selecting Record Search, this will show the analyst that the record search is now in progress. So you can see we're selecting that. And that will be updated back to the analyst. And while we're here, you can see that there are several more actions that a user can choose to assign. And this list here is actually completely configurable. So, for example, they can put a note to file, or they can seek additional clarification. So essentially the idea is to make the collaboration between the record holder and the analyst fast, efficient, and connected. Okay, so coming back to this example, now that the record holder has identified the relevant documents that apply, he or she is going to scan it into Workgroup. And the way they do that is by going to the Documents section and clicking on Scan Documents button. As you can see, this opens up a page that lets them scan in the hard copies or import electronic copies of existing documents. And they can do that through a few different options. So once the documents have been brought into the system, they can choose to organize them in stacks based on need. And the next step that they might take, if they are a subject matter expert, is to go through the imported documents and provide recommendations on what articles or exemptions need to be applied. This can be done for each document by accessing it in the Documents section and double-clicking on it. This interface provides options for subject matter experts to apply, highlights, and put notes for each highlight if necessary. So here we've added Exemption 1 to this sensitive content. And once all the recommendations have been made, they will simply save the document and let the analyst know by either moving it into the Approval Pending section or any other bucket that they may have configured to mean that the document is ready for review. So if you noticed, all the communication is happening automatically. So you, as an analyst, won't have to wonder what the status of the search request is. You will automatically know when all of the relevant information has been sent. Another helpful feature is the ability to provide fee recommendations. So this is useful because sometimes when record holders are working on a large retrieval request, they may want to advise the analyst on what the fee should be, based on the volume of information and the different sources that they'll have to gather that information from. And once again, all these recommendations are automatically sent to the analyst for his or her review, which I'm sure could come in very handy. Okay, so I also wanted to talk about the search functionality. So suppose your search office receives a large number of requests and needs to find something for whatever reason. They can do that by using the search option here. As you can see, it offers pretty exhaustive parameters to search and quickly find that information to be more efficient. So that is a quick look at Workgroup and I'm sure you have some questions. But first, let me take a quick poll to find out what are some of the issues that you may have in using Access Pro Workgroup for document retrieval purposes. Do you think that it would be the cost, that maybe it's too expensive? Do you think that maybe your record holders aren't quite tech savvy enough? Are you concerned about the security of the information? Do you think that maybe it wouldn't fit your current process? Or do you think that maybe you just need some more information and you need a detailed demonstration? Okay, I'll give you another couple of seconds. It looks like the winner is cost. I guess everyone's concerned about budget. Okay, great, thank you. Okay, so now that we've taken a look at MOE's situation before Privasoft and some of the functionality of Workgroup, let's look at the correlation between automating document retrievals and the ministry's success today. So with the addition of Access Pro Workgroup to their Freedom of Information Automation Initiative, retrieval requests happen now in one click rather than through many different touch points. Documents are scanned right in at the field office. No longer does the Freedom of Information team have to photocopy them. Without any shipping or couriers involved, document retrieval is possible in minutes rather than days. Recommendations and comments are now captured as part of the process to give a 360-degree view of the operation. The ministry has reported great success with their initiative. Critical to their success, they cite a staged approach. The implementation of a new case management system immediately changed the way the Freedom of Information team worked, and the system made things so much easier for them. But it wasn't just about technology. It was also about the people and the processes. Expectations and expected benefits were clearly communicated to the field offices, and the lines of communication were kept open. Freedom of Information analysts were able to focus their expertise and spend significantly less time on the clerical tasks that they had been accustomed to. Once they hit their stride and everyone was comfortable using Access Pro Case Management, the move to electronic redaction was smooth, and it was easy for people to see how it would result in efficiency gains. But the wow factor of this project came when they put scanners in every office. This meant that they could eliminate the huge amounts of photocopying they were doing and all of the work associated with it. Access Pro Workgroup made it possible for regional offices to not only make their documents part of the electronic process, but also capture the comments and recommendations. As we saw earlier, the Freedom of Information team is now able to monitor the status of retrievals associated with their requests so that they can become more proactive in moving things along. So from the perspective of building a business case for electronic document retrieval and Access Pro Workgroup, the Ministry of Environment now needs fewer resources but has more capacity. They've been able to allocate staff more effectively. They've been able to reduce a process that originally had an average of 28 different touch points down to a single point through software with one click, which initiates the necessary document retrieval request. The average 10-day document retrieval process has been reduced to the same-day retrievals. And the office has gone from photocopying close to 1 million pages a year down to less than 100,000. This has not only saved them time spent photocopying, but also dollars spent on paper, couriers, and physical storage space. Eliminating the huge amounts of photocopying and mailing they were doing freed up more reviewers who can in turn go through a lot more sophisticated requests and a lot more records. So as you can see, the